Guru Nation, just wrapped up an all-day investigator meeting in Dallas. It was actually 2 days, but I only made it for 1 day because of canceled flight. Long story. The theme, this was a very big sponsor. The theme with a functional service provider, very big CRO. The theme is digital. Things are getting digital. Things are getting super specific with electronic patient-reported outcomes. Things are getting super critical when it comes to the diaries and sites paying attention to not just inclusion criteria, but the subsections of every single inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria, and in the opinion of the investigators. So you really got to take care in creating your source, and you really got to take proactive approach to quality control because the complexity is increasing. And now there's even e-consent, which one of the sponsors of our channel, Creo, we use, but there's even multimedia being used now in e-consent. Everything's just so fragmented, and it's making life crazy for coordinators, not to mention keeping in mind all the actual inclusion exclusion criteria stuff, just keeping track of the portals, which is why Versatrial, another sponsor of this channel, is so important and why my site uses it. But this stuff is just continuing to increase. The complexity is continuing to increase. The networking is one of the best reasons to come to these investigator meetings. Another theme I've noticed is large site networks. I mean, very large site networks taking about 50% of the market share on some of these studies with the very large sponsors. One of the things I noticed that was telling, and I'm really glad somebody in the audience raised their hand and mentioned this, they had a panel for patient advocacy, how to increase retention, how to take into consideration things like retention and recruitment and making the patients feel encouraged and trusted. The panel had a patient advocate, a doctor, a dietitian, and another doctor. Somebody stood up and said, this is all nice, but it's a big disservice that you guys did not have study coordinators because they are the main one responsible for patient retention. And that was so true. These study coordinators are the lifeblood of these trials. We need to start respecting them more. We need to start training more of them in these ways. The crcacademy.com is what we do, and the coordinators are going to be in charge of managing all this increasing complexity. So just some takeaways from this investigator meeting. I'm very bullish on this industry, but it's also a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes and front and center that is changing this industry in one way, shape, or form. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Bye-bye.